cho tôi hát những lời yêu thương, cho cuộc đời, cho tương lai mới, cho tôi hát về tình người, tình đời bao la.
In recent years, the US-based Rare Antibody Anti-Aging Supply Corporation, or RAS for short, and its president Mr. Hoang have become a phenomenon in Vietnam in terms of charitable works. Since 2007, the total donations that Mr. Hoang has made to charitable activities like building houses for the poor, supporting victims of natural disasters, granting scholarship to needy but good students, helping Agent Orange victims, and building bridges, has reached over 120 billion dong. Mr. Hoang is present at every locality, especially remote and deep-lying areas, mountainous areas, and poor countryside, to help needy people. These charitable activities happen in a simple area, but full of intimate and love atmosphere. The value of the gifts just help the needy partly overcome their difficulties, but show the affection among human beings. Over the past years, RAS has cooperated with many charitable organizations in Vietnam to help the poor people. Vietnamese government highly appreciated charitable activities of RAS for poor ones.
Chúng tôi đánh giá rất cao cái hoạt động từ thiện của ông Hoang Kieu.
We highly appreciated the charitable activities nationwide done by Mr. Hoang and Beauty Queens in coordination with the Central Committee of Vietnam Red Cross Society.
Đi khánh thành các ngôi nhà và trao quà cho đồng bào nghèo.
On their charitable trips, they received warm welcome of local people. The poor people were grateful for the gifts as well as the charitable deed. These people never have a chance to go abroad, so the presence of the World Beauty Queens has been a real eye-opener. Among charitable activities, RAS focuses on building houses for the poor because, as an old Vietnamese saying goes, a good shelter flourishes one's career. Since 2007, when RAS came to Vietnam, the corporation has helped the poor building nearly 5,000 houses. The corporation provided financial assistance of 50% of the housing value, and the remainder was from local government and the public. Currently, the house is full of affection for disadvantaged people. With stable shelters, the poor can focus on their job and improve their living standards. According to a survey, most of beneficiaries of charitable activities have led a stable life, a big achievement made by the charitable activities.
Lần được sự giúp đỡ của là các tổ chức từ thiện, mà trong đó là có cái đoàn RAS là do ông Hoang Kieu là
Thanks to charitable organization, especially RAS Corporation of Mr. Hoang Kieu, each poor family had 14 million dong, a big sum of money at that time.
Tương đối về dân rồi, bởi vì lúc đang gặp khó khăn, nhà cửa ngõ thì đó là giống như một cái món quà tinh thần để động viên cho những hộ đấy, và kể cả
with that sum of money, financial assistance from the government and the beauty queens and the poor's efforts, poor people have had decent houses to focus on production for a better life. With slogan, "Beauty was the purpose," Miss World organization has always stuck to charitable activities of RAS. Every year, RAS and Miss World organization organize charitable trips with humanitarian activities to ease the financial burden on the poor. Since 2007, Mr. Hoang and Miss World organization have given financial assistance to the poor to build houses and granted gifts to them. Each charitable trips last near half a month, but Mr. Hoang still spend time on this trip to witness the difficulties facing the needy people and to see the significance of his work of charity. On this trip, the image of the president of a plasma producer in the world's top 10 list, a chairwoman of the planet's biggest beauty organization, and the current Miss World going to the countryside has made a deep impression on the public. With simplicity and friendliness, they inquire into disadvantaged people and help them partly overcome difficulties. The decent houses funded by charitable donations have helped poor people have a stable life. In recent years, entrepreneurs in and out of the country have done a lot of charitable activities to help disadvantaged people. Vietnam is still poor, so people in remote and deep-lying areas are in need of philanthropy. The financial assistance both at home and abroad has made great contributions to the program on hunger eradication and poverty reduction. The benefactors' gifts and assistance to the poor will gradually help them stabilize their lives.
We are Miss World who work with beauty with a purpose, and it's very important for me as the chairman of this company to make sure that we encourage young women around the world in 130 countries to take a look at not just themselves but the surroundings and how much there is great need for the children, old people, many different aspects of healthcare. And the reason I chose Vietnam was because of Mr. Hoang Kieu. Mr. Hoang Kieu is the chairman of RAS, and as the chairman of RAS, he inspired us to come to this beautiful country. I had heard about Vietnam, but I'd never visited. And when I came here, I saw the great work that RAS is doing. These are not just words, these are facts. And we support, because of Beauty with a Purpose, we always support good causes. And frankly, RAS has the most amazing program of healthcare, of children's scholarships, of many different aspects, housing, and there are so many social needs which we can make a difference. And through RAS, we talk about this in London, and we said this is perfect for Miss World. It's perfect because Beauty with a Purpose enables all the young women around the world to see what Vietnam is doing and to see good people like RAS and others who are generously giving, including the World Health Organization. They're all supporting this one man who has a dream to help Vietnam all he can. So we have that dream also now.
Vietnam has received a lot of aid from foreign benefactors, especially overseas Vietnamese who want to make contribution to their hometown. Notably, Mr. Hoang Kieu, who was born in Quang Tri province, what used to be a poor locality but has a rich revolutionary tradition, has created a social effect in his works of charity. Many people wonder why Mr. Hoang Kieu has been devoted to charity. He said he just thought that Vietnam is his hometown and he's now a successful man, so he wants to make contribution to his hometown. In addition, Mr. Hoang Kieu calls on overseas Vietnamese to do charity to help the poor in Vietnam stabilize their lives. Specifically, Ms. Lina Nguyen, working in communication industry in the U.S., joined this charitable trip with Mr. Hoang Kieu. She couldn't hold back her tears witnessing the disadvantaged people in Dong Ha City, Quang Tri province.
Trong những chuyến về Việt Nam đó, ngoài ra thăm gia đình, thăm bà ngoại, Lina mà làm được.
I think I'm lucky because I have a good job, so I want to help unlucky people.
Những việc mà anh Hoang Kieu đã làm được. Tina thấy
I
anh Tina
admire
rất là
Mr.
phục
Hoang Kieu for
anh
his
Kieu,
charitable
đã
activities.
giúp rất là nhiều người. Bởi vậy,
On this trip,
trong chuyến này
I've got
Tina
better
cũng muốn
understanding
tìm hiểu
of
nhiều
the
hơn về
activities
những
of
tổ chức
Mr.
của
Hoang
anh
Kieu,
và
and I
cũng
will
hy
join
vọng
him
trong
to do
tương lai
charity
Tina sẽ
work
có dịp
to
để
help more
làm chung
people
với
in
anh
need.
Kieu, vì một mình thì mình giúp được một vài người thôi, còn nếu mà mình làm chung với người khác cũng như anh Kieu thì mình giúp được nhiều người hơn.
According to statistics in 2008, there were over 1,000 households, including around 7,000 people living on boats on Hoang River in Viet City. They are part of the history and distinctive feature of Hoang River and Viet City culture. However, that kind of lifestyle can result in many social evils, no education and poverty. So having a decent house on land is a dream of people living on houseboats. It requires great efforts of local authorities. Facing that issue, RAS have helped people living in houseboats build 37 houses on land. In 2008, Viet City Authority built 3 residential areas for people living in houseboats. It was a major project, so Viet City directed relevant agencies to coordinate with each other to boost the project and call for assistance from the other organizations. These have helped people living in houseboats on the Hoang River lead a stable life. Up to now, the project has been completed and many houses of the project have been put into use since 2009.
Thực hiện chính sách ổn định ngư dân vàng đò sống lên ấn trên mặt nước.
Over the past year, local authority as well as the Fatherland Front Committee have made every effort in stabilizing the life of people living in houseboats on the Hoang River. It requires the assistance from various organizations and sectors.
Qua năm 2008,
in 2008, Mr. Hoang Kieu and the Beauty Queens helped 37 families living in houseboats to stabilize their lives. Then people living on houseboats gradually get rid of their lifestyle along the Hoang River and get used to life on land. They have established a hamlet for people who used to live on houseboats. The success of the project has dealt with the poverty of people living on boats in Viet City, leaving the Hoang River in peace and ensuring the environmental hygiene for the tourist city of Viet. The settlement for poor living on boats in 8 wards and communes in Viet City and Phu Vang district has shown the determination and effort of Thừa Thiên Huế Province Party Committee and authorities in stabilizing the life of people living on houseboats. The success of the project is also attributed to the assistance of charitable organizations.
Được là cái ông Hoang Kieu, đoàn hoa hậu.
Thanks to the assistance of Mr. Hoang Kieu and Beauty Queens, we have stable shelters, school and road. Our life is stable now. We will stay here forever. We are glad that our dream comes true with assistance of the party, the state, Mr. Hoang Kieu and Beauty Queens. Due to economic difficulties, people in this area live in temporary shelters. Their houses are located on the bank of the river to make it easier for them to catch aquatic animals. Their life is at risk, especially in rainy season. On the charitable trip in 2008, RAS and Miss World organization came to this place and provided financial aid for these people to build houses. Such an activity was of great significance for them.
Địa bàn Thống Hoa này thì thuộc xã An Phong, huyện Trà, tỉnh Thừa Thiên Huế thì một trong những cái địa bàn là thấp trũng của cái vùng dọc sông Hương này, đặc biệt là có cái vùng Hương Trà.
This area is one of the basins in Hoang district. Most of people here live on agriculture and fishery, so their living conditions are poor in terms of housing.
Cho nên cái việc mà bà con là sống dọc bờ sông này là chủ yếu là sống bằng nghề trổ, do cái điều kiện đất đai không có. Thì sau khi được cái quan tâm của ông Hoang Kieu, tập đoàn Rap thì về thì thấy cái điều kiện ở của người dân ở dọc bờ sông này thấy nó bấp bênh.
Mr. Hoang Kieu witnessed the difficulties facing local people in rainy season, so he granted 10 million dong to each household to build a decent house in higher areas.
Như vậy là 10 triệu, rồi kết hợp với phía về mặt chính quyền thì đã quy hoạch bà con lên ở trên đây. Thì sau từ 2006 đến đây là 5 năm thì thấy bà con ăn ở như vậy, cuộc sống nhân dân là cũng có nhiều cái tiến bộ kinh tế, cũng có nhiều.
Over the past 5 years, the living standard of the beneficiaries have been improved a lot. The infrastructure is also good because the state has built roads in residential areas.
Tương đối, sau khi bà con về được đây thì được nhà nước phải quan tâm nâng cấp cái tuyến đường.
Trong cái quá trình cái đời sống của người dân 30 hộ ở sống ở dọc ở trước ven sông thì họ là bây giờ đất đai, hoàn cảnh kinh tế rất khó khăn, cho nên họ sống tạm bợ.
People living on the bank of Hoang River are very poor.
Nhất là cái đời sống tính mạng của họ qua những cái mùa mưa lũ lụt thì vấn đề tính mạng của họ rất là nguy hiểm. Sau vậy á thì nhiều lần chính quyền
They don't have their own land and their current accommodation is temporary and they are at risk in rainy
season. Có điều kiện
season.
để họ giúp đỡ để mà ổn định an cư lạc nghiệp ở đây á.
Local authorities hope that an organization would help them have a stable shelter for a better life.
Của Đảng ủy Ủy ban cũng định hướng như vậy, nhưng mà sau đó thì được là anh Hoang Kieu cũng quan tâm đi về quan tâm như vậy là thấy cái đời sống nhân dân là sống mất ổn định như vậy.
Mr. Hoang Kieu came and suggested helping 30 households.
Anh có cái đề xuất với Đảng ủy Ủy ban và chính quyền ở đây là cho tạo điều kiện là quy hoạch lại cho những cái điều kiện những người sinh sống bất ổn định ở trên cái đường sông Hương này, thì như vậy là anh đã bỏ một chút kinh phí nào đó.
The local authorities allocated residential land to these households, and with Mr. Hoang Kieu's financial assistance, they could build decent houses and stabilize their lives.
Và bên kia thì người ta cũng tạo điều kiện kinh phí. Hiện nay người ta cũng có một chút kinh phí cộng với nhà nước, cộng với anh Hoang Kieu, như vậy người ta làm lên được một cơ ngơi sự nghiệp để ổn định.
The charitable activities of Brass and Miss World organization focus on creating high social effects and bringing high benefits to the community in terms of housing and growth. People in two hamlets of Cup Sơn and Kinh Nhuận used to travel to and fro by boat, and that kind of traveling is quite dangerous in rainy season. Accordingly, Mr. Hoang Kieu and Miss World organization provided nearly 400 million dong in building a bridge linking the two hamlets. The bridge creates favorable conditions for local people to travel to and fro and develop the economy.